Right, we're now moving to a different scene. We've got the guys here from A side. I'm going to get Nathan to introduce his team. Nathan Doughty, who's one of our board members in the UK, Building Smart. A site has been a long-term firm in terms of organising and moving to the new paradigm for working in the industry. And if we're going to make the change, we have to have commitment and durability and persistence. Nathan and his colleagues in A-Site represent that. I'll hand over to Nathan and he'll introduce.
Thanks very much, Chris. I'm going to use the microphone because we're being videoed here by that little camera in the middle, and we have a worldwide web audience of we don't know how many. So this is somewhere between 0 and infinity, 6 billion. I'm Nathan Doughty from A-Site. I've got with me here my distinguished panel of judges from the Build London Live 2012 event. You want to introduce yourself, gentlemen? Andrew?
Hi, I'm Andrew Buckley. I'm the Managing Director for Sector in the UK.
I'm John Rizzo. I'm the European Sales Manager for Synchro. Martin Hall. I'm the Development Manager for Vectorworks in the UK.
I'm James Arnold from Eurobuild in the UK. And I'm Robert Plashka from Studio Plashka and Small Tech Architects.
Thanks, Robert. Right, we're here today to briefly go through a summary process of an event that we've just finished at noon today, which is Build London Live 2012. This is the third Build London Live event that we've run after successful events in 2008 and 2009. This is a joint initiative between A-Site, Building Smart UK, and AEC3. Our partner Nick Nisbet unfortunately can't be here today, but the three of us are organizers. We've got representatives from our judging panel up here who have come through our sponsors. So we'd first like to thank our sponsors for this year, who are Graphisoft, Nemetschek Vectorworks, Tekla, and Synchro for helping make this happen. What Build London Live is a 48-hour virtual design competition focused on open BIM, where teams from all around the world can participate freely. They're given a design brief. In this case, this year, the design brief was to create the Museum of 2012 for London on 2 roundabouts in East London near East India Docks and River Lee. So we've come up with, we've had some interesting proposals come in. The competition closed at noon today, and all submissions had to be into the collaborative server. We then had a very, very rushed job this afternoon of trying to collate the information that was submitted and doing a judging exercise. So my distinguished judges here had a challenge on their hands and have performed admirably. So what I'm going to do is do a quick summary of the event very briefly. Yep. So the event this year was our biggest so far in terms of participation and coverage. We had over 440 people registered. That's participants and observers who registered and came live during the 48 hours to see what's going on or to actually help the teams build designs. We had 11 teams from 37 different countries. So many of the teams were multinational, obviously, and we had 3 or 4 teams where every single individual was in a different country and in some cases different hemispheres, collaborating together over a very compressed period of time to create design. We had over 12,000 logins to our collaboration server just during the 48 hours. And so that's everybody from participants to observers. But it's significant, says something for the state of BIM in the industry today, that something like this can generate so much interest in such a short period of time. We had, as you can see here, from the teams themselves, 560 artifacts from the design process published and collaborated upon during the course of the 48 hours. So a massive amount of information, and as you can probably understand, from the judge's perspective, trying to digest it in an hour and a half, 2 hours, it has been difficult. Okay, one of the metrics that we've managed to track during the course of the event has been continuous publication, use of interoperability and collaboration tools. So you can see here, between our 11 teams, a simple graph showing which teams collaborated the most in terms of publishing design artifacts into the process. And all of this information and a whole host of other analytics and all of the material that's published is publicly available on the Build London Live website and collaboration server. We're going to be, over the course of the next weeks, trawling through that and creating some interesting analytics at the back. Okay, you can see again more analytics, how many logins per team, broken up into a pie chart. Before I launch into the awards, I just want to quickly run through and say who the teams were that participated. So we had here on our website, go to the teams page, we had a team from the Middle East, Topper Brookfield Multiplex, based in the United Arab Emirates. We had a team called OKC from the US, Ben Jernigan of Big Ben, Little Ben fame. We had 3D Blueprint India, which is a team based in Ahmedabad in Gujarat in India, and they're associated with a company, 3D Blueprint, based out of Amsterdam. We had BIM Academy, which is a UK team comprised of a number of firms, Mont McDonald, Shed, Ryder Architecture, Fulcro, and the BIM Academy Group, which is an effort between Northumbria University up in the Northeast, a number of other parties to create a center of excellence in the UK. We had IDEA, which is a Philippine-based team, a fairly large team, based out of the Philippines. We had Coordinate BIM. These guys are from Chile, so they were our Southern Hemisphere, South American representatives, and they were comprised of 4 people, architects working together across different parts of Chile. We had 2 Greek representatives, a team called Kunis. BIM Unlimited was a UK-based team in terms of the coordination, but had representatives for structure, MEP, and architecture in the Dominican Republic and in Brazil. We had Intech India. Intech is a firm based in New Delhi, so these guys were all collaborating out of their offices there, co-located. And we had an Irish team, Virtual Work, who were based, five gentlemen here, all of them were based in different places within Ireland, so none of them were co-located. And finally, we had the most interestingly named team of them all, Biosphere Brains, which was a valiant lone wolf effort by Michael Scarmack, an architect based in Ohio, and an ArchiCAD magician. Okay, so those were the teams. Okay, so what we're going to do now is there are 4 awards. I'm going to pass the mic over to my judges, who will each present an individual award. If you're on the video, that's not us. And we'll talk about who the winners are and be posting it online. So first and foremost, I'd like to ask John Rozelle from Synchro to present the best use of BIM for sustainability and constructability.
Synchro sponsored Build London Live for 3 years or so. We're very proud to take part in this. And the entries submitted this year have been of a high standard. And I'd like to announce that we're actually going to award people to Intech.
Thank you, John. Yeah. So, I just want to say congratulations to the guys in New Delhi and InTech. I know you're watching because we just spoke on the phone before this started. Obviously one of the elements of this event being virtual is that everybody's not in a room together to come and accept awards, but they are out there. Congratulations. Okay, and I'll pass over to Martin Horn for the next award, which is Best Multidisciplinary BIM and Use of Interoperability.
Okay, so the judges were particularly impressed with the level of organisation from this team, fitting in with the criteria for multidisciplinary work and the use of various applications throughout the project, the uploading of information to the A-site collaboration server, and also the checking of the information involved. And there is a rumour that this team actually got together on the Sunday to do a pre-project planning meeting. So they really set the stall out in terms of where they were going with this project. So the winners for this award are BIM Academy.
Congratulations to the Northeast. Right, the next award I'll pass over to Andrew from Tekla, which is the best use of BIM for design, drama, and excitement.
Thank you. It's amazing to just see the diversity in the entries that we've seen and just what can be achieved in such a short period of time for the various teams. So congratulations to every team that entered. It really was impressive. The award for the best use of BIM for design, drama, and excitement is looking at that design impact and clarity of the design, as well as the compliance to the brief. And the team that we awarded this prize to was BIM Unlimited.
Congratulations to BIM Unlimited, which, just to remind you, was the UK-based team with Brazil and Dominican Republic teammates that are around. So well done. And finally, the overall award, which is the fourth award, will be presented by James Anwell. It's the Open BIM Build London Live 2012 award. Thanks.
So yeah, the judges were all very impressed with the guys who, from the Philippines, IDEA, they've won this award, the best overall. Absolutely phenomenal amount of information they produced in terms of really using BIM properly. Incredible amount of information from sustainability, from structure, MEP, all come together really well. And as you saw from the list of people involved, 29 people involved, you might think that actually that made it easier, but in some senses that can be a lot harder. So they've done an amazing job. So congratulations to IDEA in the Philippines.
Congratulations, Carmelo, and the rest of the team in the Philippines. They've become quite close to all the teams over the last 48 hours, which I'm sure you just may imagine. So, well done to everybody. What we wanted to do to close this off is actually show a little bit of content from the 4 winning teams, which obviously through the necessity of time is not the fullness of what they've done, but gives you some ideas of some of the schemes that were submitted. So I'll start with IDEA. Bear with me here. Okay, this is a presentation put together by the team. Most of the team submitted a huge amount of information, but they also tried to wrap up in a pitch, effectively, what it was that they were attempting to do and kind of elements. So I'll just walk through this. The 2012 museum pitch. Looking for identity, inspiration, and innovation based on the plan for 2012 London Olympic City. they started with sketching, trying to get their design values into translated into ideas on paper. Went through diagrams of relation to the existing situation in the city, area type relations, exceptions, models, members, floor plans for every level. They had a lot of content, these guys. Elevations, sections, members of exterior shots. So as you may remember from what I mentioned on the brief, there were two areas of roundabout which are connected, which were split by a road, so there's traffic. So some of the teams chose to bridge that using an elevated connector here, as in this example. Others chose to go underground. But one of the requirements was that it was one structure, that people could get from one side to the other without one side. They took account of London weather. There's some excellent renderings of internal spaces. And this here is a process flow of their development of the design through from concept through the final output, and the variety of systems and interactions that they use between systems to achieve that. Without going through the full detail of it, you can see that they used a variety of packages. This particular team was an Graphisoft ArchiCAD-based team primarily, but using IFCs, Ecotech from Autodesk, and a wide variety of other systems, Tekla for structures, BIMX from the AEC3 folks. So you can see that there's a lot of different elements involved from the technical level in terms of interop, not to mention the people level of people working together. Okay, they got into thermal modeling, using Energy Pro. And that's the end of that as a kind of PowerPoint failure. But hopefully that gives you a great basic idea of the idea proposal. Next, I will look at the BIM Academy. Okay, and to remind you, these guys were the UK Northeast-based team, BIM Academy. You can see at the top some of the main players involved: Ryder, McDonald, Shed, Fulcrum, and a printer. They've done a very interesting design, which looks like a significant challenge in terms of constructability in the view of the judges. However, that being said, they've also done a significant amount of constructability analysis. One of the interesting things about the BIM Academy team's effort was that they were extraordinarily detail-oriented. They did a full featured BIM execution plan within the first hour and a half of the competition, which leads one to believe that they may have started. But all is fair in my one more. They follow the process excellently. This is their mission statement and their approach from research through planning and implementation. They schedule out all of the players and their interactions throughout the 48 hours. And interestingly, they did 3 Kobe drops during the course of the 48 hours as they moved from phase to phase. So they were really pushing the boat out in terms of trying to adhere to the open BIM approach that we're all working towards. And the key challenges were challenges we all face: working together across disciplines and understanding the requirements. They had some architectural concepts, structures, servicing, layouts, and design solution. And they worked on visualizations and renders in Mesa space. They listed out the software that they used. So as you can see, this was primarily a Revit-based effort, albeit using XBMA, C3, Community Studio Max, and steps for pedestrian modeling, as well as Civic. These are all the different file types that they used. So a wide variety of Autodesk file types, as well as XC. Elaborated structurally, and did pedestrian modeling. They created, as I referred, they created the BIM execution plan. They did solar and environmental analysis. They had some high-minded language around their structural assessments. And done spatial zone analysis maybe using CAD. We did flashing in Navis. 4D. They work together, co-located in some cases with smartboards, and they synchro simulations for constructability and logistics. You can do the 5D, but that's not all. As I referred, FM and Cody outputs at various steps along the way. And this is the team. So you can see down there on the right, Phil Crow's inspiration for their design, using the two toilet rolls and the ping pong ball. Take inspiration wherever we find it. And that's the BIM Academy team. I'd like to say well done to the BIM Academy team. One more, BIM Unlimited. For them, we're going to show a video. It actually has audio. You have to entertain yourself any way you can. 48 hours of straight strike. Thank you, BIM Unlimited, for that interlude. And finally, last but not least, I'm going to run through some render images from our winning Tech India team at New Delhi. So this is a quick intro to their design intent and use of BIM. Intech was a Revit-based team for both architecture as well as MEP, and did a wide variety of analysis in terms of construction sequencing, thermal and solar analysis, all the environmental analysis. They were fairly impressive. So again, like most of the teams, they went straight from sketch at the beginning and site analysis using Google Earth through to Lego blocks and sketching and development and into a layout of their BIM collaboration cycle as they went over the course of the 48 hours from idea through to delivery of design. They did a solar study. I think what they neglected to realize here was that there is never any sun in East London. The brief included a 24-month construction phase and a 6-month design phase for the project, which and an encouragement to the teams to cost and program on that basis. So this is a technical cost, high-level program of works over the course of that time. Circle those images. These guys even went down and did plumbing. So we had some. This is not just an architectural contest. We had some significant services elements delivered by Intech, but also most of the other teams as well. These guys really got into it. Very disciplined. AP services, more services, and some renders of their design. Interior renders, lighting analysis, energy analysis, and finally the team, as you can see, 7 people producing a lot of outputs over the course of 40 hours. Okay, thanks to Intech Infocom, and thank you all for listening to us today and having the opportunity to speak to you. These guys are going to get not just worldwide acclaim and publicity out of their awards, but the winning teams are also getting, courtesy of our sponsors, software licenses for the award that they from the sponsor for the awards that they won. So well done and congratulations, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks, everybody.
Right, well, thank you very much. And we've had very serious business meetings here, looking at how we can speed up the adoption of this, and we're going to try and get it for 4 years instead of 10 years. Having set out in 5 years originally, Patrick. But it was great. Thank you very much for organising that. And I'd just like to associate Jeff Wiggs, who started with us in the first one, and Nick, because of Nick's not being with us today. So, I'm sure Jeff, wherever he goes, would be very proud of us and what we're doing, and look forward to future events. And maybe we'll get a new turn on it next time.
We'll see. I think we might see one later this year and somewhere else besides one.
Excellent. Okay.
So I think Jeff would approve as well of everybody who's interested in journeying to the local hub once we leave here.
You anticipate my next statement. Okay, which one have you chosen? Oh.
That was Nick's job.
I know he had a name and I've forgotten it.
Isn't there one just up here and down to the right? It's fairly big, sizable building.
Yeah.
I don't know the name, but that's where we went the last time.
Yeah, I remember. I know where you go. Okay, well, thank you very much. At the end of the event,
Thanks, everybody.
join us in the pub. Thank you.